Welcome to Rauta's Reviews. As you can see from the light coming from the window and all, spring is very much here. That doesn't however mean that every music here within Rauta channel or in my stereo system is going to be nice and positive and happy and all that stuff. Quite the contrary. For example, today's review video features a band from Spain. This one is Evadne with the Pale Light of Fireflies. Now, because of this light and all, maybe this doesn't really give or do justice to this album cover being quite dark and all, but nonetheless, here it is, the fourth album by these Spanish doom death metal ones. The band that has been previously compared to such names as legendary My Dying Bride. Evadne's latest album is a little bit different, yet still very much in the same ballpark that is of melodic doom and death metal. Beautifully done. This fourth album actually reminds me one band over others, and that is the Finnish doom death metal name Swallow the Sun. Both are melodic, both sound tragic, and both have these layers of beautifully crafted music, well done with, solid production, and also with these growlier vocals also include quite a bit of clean vocals, not only male ones but also female ones. So this is not the one of those Spanish bands that says happily "Hola, ¿cómo estás?" but more like, yeah, it's a doomy day, and it's all about sadness, desperation, and you got the idea. So this band has been here for almost 20 years now, but it's not the most active. I mean, every few years the band releases an album and then goes, on a hiatus or whatever, hibernation state for a few years. So 4 or 5 years there's an album. So 4 years in roughly 19 years. Not exactly the quickest pace there, but what do I know? Having had my own hiatuses with my own bands. This album comes with almost 62 minutes of music, so more than an hour, featuring 8 tracks. Overall, some 8 minutes on average per song, which is then again quite fitting for a doom death metal band. Obviously, the tempo is rather slow, which then again complements these riffs and melodies quite well. The overall feeling is very much you would expect from a doom death metal band. This could be almost purely a doom band without those growlier vocals. I mean, the production is kind of a compromise between the extreme metal and more like mainstream metal. Very fitting, very nicely and crisp sounding, but at the same time a little bit with rounded corners, so not exactly very extreme in the sense of metal production, but fitting for the music, and that's what matters. Vocals are nicely done. The growls are not the most brutal out there, but then again, this is not brutal death metal, not any kind of a slam, so kind of fitting also. And those clean vocals, nicely done, both with male and female ones. Now, my only complaint about this album is that this could be indeed more diverse than just being a good doom death metal album. And also, this is not like maybe some of you figure out the early names of the genre, which then again got to define the rules of the whole genre. But that also meant that back in the day some bands had more catchier parts. Maybe those were just individual chorus parts which then again made into, music videos and all that stuff. I'm referring once again bands to such as My Dying Bride, early Anathema and stuff like that, Catatonia even. But then again, this is also music that probably has an audience that is not expecting to have these catchier parts. So there's always two sides to a coin. And I think where Evadne is coming from and where it's going to, you don't really need to have this kind of catchier parts or more memorable parts. Overall, it's a solid album, all nicely done. Just with a little bit of complaints here and there, doesn't ruin the whole album. I mean, it is pretty much what you expect to be, maybe a little bit better than that. So especially for fans of Swallow the Sun and the like, I would say this is a kind of a must-listen album. But for the rest of us, I don't know, depending how much you are into slower kind of music in the first place. But I think it's a good one, so that's all that matters here, right? And having previously experiences with the band, I would say this is a step up from what they have done earlier. So give it a chance, and you will find links provided in the description box. So then you can figure out whether or not you're gonna like it yourself or not. Thanks for watching, take care, and have a nice day.